Once a vineyard goes dormant, that's when we're finally able to come out and start working on the next season. This is a reset period for the grapevine. So, what exactly does dormancy mean? A grapevine is a perennial plant, which means that it comes back every year. During the growing season, the vine grows up and it produces fruit. And while all of this is happening, it's also forming buds for the next year. So, even though the vines right now look sleep, and we put them to bed, the buds for 2026 are already there and you can actually see them on the vine. They're just waiting. So let's take a look actually at the vine and let's break it down. This vertical piece is the trunk. This horizontal arm is the cordon, and that stays year over year. Sometimes we have to cut it off and then start a new one. But everything that you see right now is growing off of this cordon is 1 year old wood. And these long pieces of the 1 year old wood is what we refer to as canes. They grew up last season. That's what we were able to get our grapes off of. When we come and when we cut those canes back and we cut them short, we end up leaving just 1 to 2 buds on the cordon. And this short piece here, that's actually called a spur. So a spur is really just a shortened cane, and those buds on the spur are what is going to push new growth in the spring. And that's what will start the process all over again. So what we're doing out here today, me and the Bivins boys, we are out here pre-pruning. So we're cutting down the canes just below the top wire. Sometimes to the second wire, it just depends on how much growth that you see. But we end up cutting that out of the way so that we can actually end up focusing in on the vine. And it ends up doing this prep work makes the workload much more manageable, and it sets me up for more cleaner and intentional cuts when I really need it, when I actually come out to my final pruning passes. So my final pruning passes is what I call money cuts. That's when I decide how many spurs that I'm keeping, where they're spaced, and how I want the vine to grow in 2026. The reason why I call it money cuts is because that also is how it affects the yield. If you remove growth, it'll end up essentially affecting how much growth that you'll have and how much it is that you'll produce. The other thing that I also take a look at during this period is, do I have too many canes on the vine coming out of one spot? Are they stacked on top of each other? Is the spur positioned in something that's actually going to be productive? Or do I just need to go and just do a whole reset with everything? So this is where the decisions for 2026 and what it is that we grow, we start making those decisions right now. The vine grows up during the season. And when we cut back, we have to come out here and do this work so that our vines can actually do the work that they're meant to do and thrive during 2026. So we remove last year's growth so that that vine can end up pushing new shoots, grow new fruit, and stay balanced and produce very healthy and quality fruit. If we don't end up doing these cutbacks and all of that, then the growth definitely ends up being affected. We have crowded vines, we get too much shade, and these babies definitely need all of the sun and growth that they can get. So once we cut everything off, we actually end up coming up with a system where I'm out here, Brian is out here, Isaiah, our oldest, is out here making those initial cuts. And then we actually end up laying our canes down on the vineyard floor. And essentially, we have our little one, Clark, come out
My
here.
job specifically is to pick up the sticks and put them in a pile. So the sticks are out of the way when we have to harvest. And so we can sell them to people that need sticks to make stuff. So, and I'm about to show you my process to how we do it.
We need him to do that because the things that, even though things are all natural and it can definitely just stay out here, but it would also end up hindering our productivity. we really wouldn't be able to actually cut the grass. So we do have to come and we do have to pick the canes up and get them off the vineyard floor and get them to another location. This year, we're actually taking the canes and we're picking them up and making a pile near our barn. We are going to store our vinewood this year and let it dry out so that we can actually sell it, because grapevine wood is super incredible for firewood and for smoking wood. It's a really cool thing because each grape variety actually carries the same aroma and flavor profile in the wood that you taste in the grapes itself. So if you're going to be smoking meat or grilling or just doing a fire pit, the smell from the wood is something that's completely different and may be a nice addition to your evening, to your food. So once everything is dried out, we'll have vine wood available for sale. And so definitely check us out on bivinsvineyard.com. This is one of those full circle moments. We're out here, we're pruning in the vineyard, we're preparing for next season, and we're finding a way to use every part of the vine and to share it with you guys. Nothing goes to waste out here. So, all right, we're getting ready to get back to work. Thanks.